So here with my man Matt Wenning, we're talking shop after a quick workout. And speaking of traveling, and someone with my low back history and history of injuries, and both of us now, Matt's getting close to 40, I'm over 40, but traveling is a big concern for a lot of people. They want to still train when they travel, but a lot of questions come up with regards to modifying, and I'm going to shut that f***ing stopwatch off.
So I've been traveling. We drove almost 9 hours over here to Jersey to hang out. I've had a vertebrae that's been shifted the wrong way. Nothing to cause any major pain, but just discomfort and not being able to really sleep very good for the last 6 to 7 days. Finally got it back in, seeing a physiotherapist. But how do you modify workouts? Well, the number one big thing you do when you're traveling or you got a small injury or impairment is you first need to feel about how much energy level you have. So I knew coming in tonight, keeping it kind of a vacation and a relaxing thing, that I wanted to be in and out in about 35, 45 minutes. That's about 20 minutes less than when I normally work out, which means I'm going to recover very quickly from it. The next thing is I'm going to adjust, since it's a speed day for speed deadlifting, which you'll see in some of these videos, I just adjust the weight depending on how fast I feel I can move it. So I worked up to 405 today. It felt explosive, but I could tell that my body was not going to let me pull 500 real fast today, comparatively to what I can deadlift. So a lot of it's understanding when to have the brakes on your body, and that takes a lot of experience and knowledge. So what I would say is, when you're traveling, try to get maybe 60% or 70% of what you normally do in as a maintenance phase. Keep the time that you work out shorter, okay? If you have a back issue or anything, that will help you heal up way faster. And then some other big tips is switch from bilateral movements to unilateral movements. So like today, I did warm-ups with shrugs bilateral, but when I went heavier, I used one side and one leg. So I picked one leg up and I used one dumbbell on one side, and what I noticed that does is I get a hellacious amount of work in the trap and in the transverse abdominals, but I don't get hardly any vertical spinal compression. So what you want to do is switch everything over from being compressive to the least amount of compressive as you possibly can. And one great way to do that with minimal equipment is to switch everything over to unilateral. You got anything to add to that?
No, I think that looking at exercises more as what's compressive and what's less compressive is a game changer for anyone. And Matt spoke about this more on the podcast, but I don't think enough people think about that, traction exercises that could actually act as traction versus something like a barbell squat or a deadlift that's just compressing your spine. It's unless you're a competitive powerlifter and you have to. If you're just an average dude traveling, you want to still look good, feel good, those aren't the best choices if you just sat in a car for 10 hours or on a plane. So that's a game changer. Maybe you want to go over some of your favorite go-to exercises, the traction-based exercises, and maybe some options if you don't have, here we don't have reverse hyper anymore. Used to have it, I have it in my home gym now. That would be a great one, but we don't have it. But you can maybe do body weight reverse hypers on a glute ham or off of the side of a bench. So one of the big things is, I think that's a great exercise that, and you don't even have to have this particular piece. You could use a regular physio ball and just put it on a bench. Yeah, I'll even get that.
Yeah, so what you would do is just lean over this and then grab the bottom of this rail and then do leg raises in this nature. This is going to get the glutes that you've been sitting on for a period of hours firing. It's going to get you traction in your lumbar and your sacral spine, and if you do have any type of sciatica type issues, it can be a major relief for those areas.
Big time.
But it's something you would definitely want to do if you've been sitting on your ass on a plane or in a car before you're going to try to do anything squatting or deadlifting based.
Yeah.
You want to get all those vertebrae and all those discs stretched out. You want to get the muscles warm, but you don't want to do it in a compressive fashion.
Yep. And even the shittiest hotel gym usually has a physio ball and a bench for dumbbell work. So you could just place the ball on the bench here, grab on, and do raises this way.